Let's turn our attention to Chelsea now, a club that looks like it's lost its soul.
And whether it's Liam Rosenior or Callum McFarlane, their Premier League form is just absolutely poor. Chelsea being booed off at half-time, booed off by the few that are left at full-time. Not a great day for Chelsea.
I don't think it's a lack of commitment. I see these lads every day. They've prepared for the game, they're focused, they want to fight, they want to compete, they want to try and get the club back to where it should be.
Because you haven't got that much experience in the squad, you're finding a situation where you've got no one in the squad that's almost like, lads, what are we doing?
We need to get an experienced manager in. And McFarlane doesn't have a pro licence to permanently manage a football club. So what do we expect?
6 consecutive Premier League defeats for Chelsea now. Where on earth do they go next? The threat of not making the Champions League next season, well, they look absolutely to have virtually no chance of winning the Champions League, unless Aston Villa, of course, go on and qualify for the Champions League by winning the Europa League. Who can they attract as their next manager? I mean, there are just so many issues. Joining us now to have his say on this, a very good morning to founder and host of Chelsea Fan TV, Alex Harris. Morning, Alex.
Morning, Alex.
Good morning.
Alex couldn't help but, raise an eyebrow to when Callum McFarlane says it's not down to a lack of commitment, not down to a lack of effort. So what the heck is it then? Is this as good as they are?
I mean, I can't sit here and blame McFarlane at this point. He joined Chelsea last year. He's never seen a good Chelsea. He's never seen a Chelsea that's competed for league titles. He's never seen a Chelsea that's consistently, been winning matches. And that has been the standard. And if you don't win matches consistently, you're at risk of losing your job. So, no, I'm not going to sit here and blame McFarlane. He's been thrown in the deep end, just like Rosenior was. It gets worse every week. A new low, a new record that we break, a new way to embarrass ourselves. Where do I start? So Thiago Silva was at the match yesterday. One of the best defenders that we've ever had at this football club. We've gone from signing players on free transfers like Thiago Silva to having players like Tosin in this squad. I've got fans coming up to me yesterday saying, I feel ripped off with the Tosin deal, even though we didn't pay a penny for him. We feel like we've had our pants pulled down. We've gone from having one of the greatest ownerships in world football to being run by private equity. We've gone from being a team that used to laugh at Arsenal to being almost jealous of Arsenal in terms of the fact that they're competing for the league. We invited Tottenham's manager, Roberto De Zerbi, to come and sit in the executive director's box. What are we doing? Like, why are you inviting the Tottenham? Like, I fully appreciate if you want to give some hospitality to Thiago Silva or Thomas Tuchel. These guys are club legends in their own way. We haven't even played Tottenham yet, and we're inviting De Zerbi. He's up there with Sam Jewell and all the other directors. I know they have a relationship from his time at Brighton, but I find it embarrassing, if I'm honest with you. And why? Yeah, that's the God honest truth. Why? Like, if he wanted to come and watch this match, he did not have to come and sit with our directors. He could have sat anywhere else, but he had to come and sit with our boys. I mean, it just shows that we're so out of touch with the fans. And anyone that wants to criticise fans that's still going to watch this, I'm doing it. And this is just part of being a football fan, isn't it? And then the argument is, why don't you boycott? Well, what am I supposed to do when I've already paid all my money and I'm a season ticket holder? Am I just going to not turn up? So I find that argument very strange. But I mean, just on the football side of things, it's a total lack of effort. Total lack of effort. There are a few players, in my opinion, that are trying. I think Enzo's trying, Enzo Fernandez. I just don't think he's a player that's able to carry the team on his own. He's not good enough to do that. And I think João Pedro, for me, also gave it a good crack yesterday. I mean, Jesse Derry, I think he's 18 years old, making his Premier League debut. And the commitment from him in that first half was by far ahead of every single senior player. We've got players like Tosin. What's he, 6'6", 6'5"? Can't win a header. And then I've got Jesse Derry putting his body on the line, winning that penalty, only for what? Palmer to miss another one. And we're getting to the stage now with Cole Palmer where I'm thinking, you know what? We used to quite enjoy the fact that he'd sort of shrug his shoulders, but then he'd go and score a hat-trick or whatever it was and win us all these games. But when you don't do anything and it still looks like you don't care, that's not a good sign. That's not funny. So, I mean, there's a lot of serious conversations to be had at Chelsea. And I'm not even thinking about what managers we could get. You know, people are saying Xabi Alonso, Iriola, as if we have the opportunity to dictate who comes to us. We have to persuade them. That's the reality. We have to sell this project to them because we are so far down the pecking order now in terms of any role in English football. You know, we're basically in the same position of Bournemouth. Why would Iriola join Chelsea at this point in time? Xabi Alonso is at Real Madrid. He's going to have other options. So, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty embarrassed to be honest with you. Not to mention we've got no money. And I say it again. I think the best solution for Chelsea in the coming years is that we get taken over by Aries management because we're not only a mess on the pitch, we're a mess off the pitch. We've borrowed so much money. We're in a lot of debt. We owe money to JP Morgan, Bank of America. We've taken out a PIK loan, which means that if we can't pay Aries management the money we owe them, they can take over the club. And that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they do it because I'm just embarrassed to be a Chelsea fan at this point in time. And I don't see any way back under this ownership.
Alex, thanks for taking the time to call McCoist and Stelling councillors, mate.
You got it off your chest a bit, Alex, anyway.
Cheers, guys.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed, mate. By the way, stop it. He's a football fan he's in pain.
By the way, I've got three questions round on there from. I closed the page after his opening statement.
But somebody just texted here and said, "Are you guys still there?"
Oh, Alex, that man needs checked on the hour, every hour.
He does. He's
Alex, man.
Alex, thanks very much indeed, mate.
Alex.
We get your misery. By the way, one thing I would take issue with, though, was when Alex said that, we're in the same position as Bournemouth now. Only in your dreams, mate. Only in your dreams as Bournemouth are top six.
I was dying to ask him a couple of questions there.
Ian from Halifax says Chelsea are just back where they always used to be before they won the lottery. They always used to be mid-table mediocrity. So it's Ian from Halifax. Not a lot of sympathy out there as far as football fans are going.